KidNuz fans, are you looking for your next new adventure? There's a brand new podcast out now we think you and your family are going to love. It's called Mysteries About True Histories. Here's a preview.
From the creators of Who Smarted and Starglow Media comes a podcast full of mystery, adventure,
time travel and riddles,
and secret math.
Get ready to listen, laugh, and learn with Mysteries About True Histories every Thursday on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. And we begin with some backyard stargazers discovering an object that's streaking through our galaxy at more than 1,000,000 miles an hour. The object is the size of a small star, meaning not as big as our sun, but larger than Jupiter. This mystery mass is moving so fast it will eventually escape our galaxy's gravitational pull and fly into deep space, perhaps before scientists figure out what it is. As of now, they think it may be a brown dwarf, which is a star that isn't massive enough to ignite and start glowing, and that it may have crossed paths with a black hole whose powerful gravity flung it like a slingshot. Usually, discoveries like this are made in high-tech observatories with sophisticated and costly equipment. But this time it was found by citizen scientists and amateur astronomers who call themselves the Backyard Worlds Team. And on the topic of space, if all went well, the Polaris Dawn mission is now in orbit. As of this recording, NASA said the 3:38 a.m. overnight launch from Cape Canaveral is on track. 4 people are aboard the private SpaceX flight. They plan to fly higher than anyone has in the last 50 years. Tune in tomorrow for a recap on the launch and the risky business they'll attempt in orbit. No more baseball drought for Florida. The state earned bragging rights with its first ever win in the Little League World Series. The boys from Lake Mary, with a population of only 17,000, took down Taiwan's Chinese Taipei team 2-1 in extra innings on Sunday. The Florida team never actually led in the game, but got the W on a run-scoring bunt in the 8th inning. That's 2 innings longer than the standard Little League 6 innings. How did the boys celebrate? First, by following tradition and sliding down the outfield hill at Lamade Stadium in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Then they received a hero's welcome when they touched down at the airport in Orlando. And this weekend, they'll be honored with a marching band and parade down 4th Street. You've heard of Wi-Fi. Now meet Li-Fi. It's being touted as a new technology that could change the internet for everyone. While Wi-Fi uses radio waves to transmit information, Li-Fi uses light waves, which makes it faster and more secure. With Li-Fi, your internet would actually be transmitted through LED light bulbs, which would also, of course, give off light. Li-Fi is also free of the occasional interference from other radio signals that can sometimes knock out Wi-Fi. There are some disadvantages, however. Unlike Wi-Fi, which can pass through walls, Li-Fi is limited to the room you're in, since electronic devices have to be able to see the light. Because of this, it's too soon to say if Li-Fi will overtake Wi-Fi or just be a technology for certain special uses. It's also still in the testing stage. A legend in the world of basketball has turned down a huge payday for the most generous of reasons. Former basketball star and TV host Charles Barkley said, "Thank you, no," to $100 million in contract offers from other networks so that he could keep his TNT crew together for one last year. TNT is losing the rights to NBA games, so other networks, hoping to lure Charles away, offered him gobs of money to leave early. But that would have left his support team of producers, writers, and other people in the lurch and without a paycheck. Barkley says they're like family to him, and he just couldn't do it. Still to come, a small town that's big on books. But first, today's KidNuz quiz. Who discovered a mystery space object moving at an estimated 1,000,000 miles an hour? Amateur astronomers. What team won the Little League World Series in a close game on Sunday? Lake Mary of Florida. What's the new experimental technology called that could someday stream information faster than Wi-Fi? Li-Fi. What TV sports commentator just turned down a huge amount of money to stay with his current network one more year? Charles Barkley. In today's Kid News Kicker, a reader's paradise. The tiny town of Hobart in upstate New York has only 400 residents, but they must sure like to read. Their main street has not one, not two, but 7 bookstores. One specializes in mysteries, another stocks travel books, another sells children's books, and one deals in cooking and craft books. There's even a book table at the local farmer's market where you can get a used book and a cookie for $2. One of the bookstore owners says, a home without books, that's a boring home, unless it has a cat. Before we go, we want to shout out our Kid News classroom, starting with Ms. Donaco and her bears at Blanche Sprentz in Folsom, California. Mrs. Schrofer and her stingrays at Eva G. Simmons in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Miss Williams and her eagles at Pleasantdale School in LaGrange, Illinois. Thanks for listening. It really helps if you rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And tell your friends to tune in as well. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.